Hey guys, Sierra here. So today I decided that I wanted to do an Asian versus Western styled makeup. So I have my flower crown on to pull my hair back, and we're just gonna dive right in, and I hope you guys enjoy. So right now I'm just dictating which side is Asian and which is Western. Your right is the Western side and your left is the Asian side. Right now on your right, it's my left, I'm just color correcting for the Western side with an orangey salmon color on any dark marks or dark circles. Now I'm using Smashbox primer to fill in my pores and to create a more mattifying look for the Western side. Now I'm using my hydrating NYX primer. This is very luminous, very dewy, which is the whole reason why I decided to use it for the Asian side. Asian makeup tends to be more natural looking, more luminous, more dewy, whereas Western makeup tends to be more matte and more mature looking, so hence why I chose the primers that I did. Now I'm just using my Jeffree Star Velour Lip Scrub and Strawberry Gum to prime my lips. Alright, let's be real. We all know that I ate that off camera, but let's just ignore that. Now I'm using my EO's chapstick to prime my lips as well. Now I'm just using this foundation from Ulta. It is very full coverage and very matte, which is why I'm using it on the Western side. And we're just going to dot that everywhere and cake it on because that's what Western makeup is all about. For the Asian side, I will be using Born This Way foundation. It is very luminous, very buildable, hence why I chose it. And I'm just going to be dotting that everywhere as well. Now I am dampening my beauty blender with my favorite rose water, and I'm just going to be blending in the foundation on both sides. Now I'm using my Age Rewind concealer, and I'm going to be doing a triangle underneath my eyes, along my nose bridge, on my chin, my mouth, and my forehead. For the Asian side, I'm just only doing it on the areas where I feel that I needed more coverage or I had any dark spots peeking through. Asian makeup is very much about minimalism. Less is more. I decided to just add a little bit more under my eye on the Asian side just to cover any dark circles. Now I'm using a cream blush from NYX, and I'm going to be putting that on my fingers, and I'm going to be concentrating that right on the apples of my cheek. In Western makeup, you tend to go above your contour, but in Asian makeup, it's more youthful looking, which is why I'm putting on the apples of my cheek and a little bit on my nose bridge, which creates a more youthful and young look. Now I'm using airspun powder, and I'm going to be baking under my eyes and on my chin with this. I will be setting the rest of my makeup with this powder as well. However, I will not be baking it all over my face. I'll just be baking it in those designated areas. For the Asian side, I'm using the airspun powder as well. However, I'm using a different technique. I'm going very light on the powder. I want to maintain the dewiness and the youthfulness in this look. So I am very gently just evening out the powder all over the Asian side and brushing away any leftovers. Now I'm taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit in light to medium, and I'm using the middle shade to contour my cheeks as well as my jawline to snatch my jaw. And I actually forgot to include the clip of me contouring my head, my forehead, but I put that later in the video and you'll see. And I'm dragging this contour pretty far in towards my mouth, only to create a more mature look, but I make sure to blend it out so there's no harsh lines. And now I'm just brushing away that bake. For the Asian side, I am contouring a little bit, but not as much as the Western side. And I'm going to be focusing the contour more on the jawline. In Asian makeup, they tend to love a V-line jaw. They tend to love to hide any type of pudginess or any double chin. So make sure to contour that jaw pretty well. Now I'm just contouring my nose. In both makeup styles, I think it is more favorable to have a more upturned nose, hence why I'm contouring this way. I will be blending this out with my finger. However, on the Western side, I go back in with some white powder just to clean up any darkness around the nose and just to snatch it a little bit more. Now I'm going in with my Too Faced Sweetheart blush. This is my favorite blush. And for the Western side, I'm going to go right above the contour and I'm going to go in an upwards motion to create a very mature look. For the Asian side, I am going to focus it once again on the apples of my cheek and on my nose bridge. Now I'm using Jeffree Star Peach Goddess for the Asian side, and I'm going to be focusing this highlight on the apples of the cheek to create a very dewy look, and as well as on the nose and the nose bridge, and I will also apply it to my chin. For the Western side, I'm going to be using a liquid highlight. I know I used powder, however, I go in with a very light hand because this is a wet product, and we all know that wet products on powder products do not go very well, hence why I use my fingers and I go very light on this. This is a golden shade from Melanin Cosmetics, and I apply this as the first layer of my highlight. And I apply this right above my blush in an upwards motion on my chin. And I'm going to be using King Tut by Jeffree Star for a more bronzy look in the same areas on my chin as well as on the high points of my face. I also use it as an inner corner highlight for my tear duct. Now I'm using my Carly by Bell palette, and for the Western side, I'm just deepening up that crease with a brown shade and blending it upwards. Now I'm using a golden shade to go on the inner half of my lid. And I'm using the shade Amaze by ColourPop just to make that golden shade pop a little bit more. ColourPop. Make it pop. I'm sorry, I'm not funny. And now I'm going to be smoking out that lower lash line. Now I'm taking some glitter, and it is a golden glitter. It actually has some red, golden, brown reflex in it, perfect for fall. I love it so much. And I'm just going to be applying that to the inner half of my lid, right on top of that gold shade that I applied earlier. Because in Western makeup, who can say no to glitter? Nobody. So I'm just packing that on with a packing brush and smoothing it out and blending it, but more so packing it on. And now I'm just deepening up that outer V to bring the whole look together. Now for the Asian side, I'm just taking a matte brown shadow, and for the Western side, I focused it more on the crease, but for the Asian side, I'm focusing on the crease as well as on the lid for a more natural look. And now I'm using a pinky champagne shade for a spotlight sort of eye, just to create some dimension and to drag light to the eye. Now I'm just deepening up that lower lash line. Asian makeup tends to love a more droopy eye, and when you create a wing or a lower wing for the droopy eye, you tend to connect the lower lash line with that, which is why I'm applying darker shadow on the lower lash line as well. And in Asian makeup, they also enjoy having sort of like a fat pack or like a little chub pack, I don't know what it's called, towards the tear duct, which is why I'm applying a lighter shade there. Now I'm just applying some black liner. I'm going to be smudging that out. In Western makeup, they tend to like very sharp lines, very sharp liner, sharp enough to cut someone. But in Asian makeup, they tend to go for a more blended look, which is why I'm going to be smoking out that line and then applying eyeliner. Now I'm applying the eyeliner, and I'm going to be dragging that line a little bit lower to create a more droopy, dolly eye type of look. And now I'm just going back in to connect that line to create the droopy effect. And now I'm doing liquid liner on the Western side. And we all know that the signature eyeliner look for Western style makeup is the signature cat eye, and that is exactly what I will be doing here. Now I'm just applying black eyeliner to my waterline and smoking it out a little bit. Now I'm just applying the King Tut highlight to my upper Cupid's bow on the Western side. And now I'll just be overlining my lips, because we all know that in Western makeup, they love full lips. Now we'll be taking the shade Unicorn Blood from Jeffree Star Cosmetics and applying it to the Western side. This is a very full coverage and matte lipstick, which I love. And it smells like root beer. Yum. Now I'll be using the Jeffree Star Cosmetics in the shade Masochist, and I'll be applying that to the inner portion of my lips and blending it out with my finger for a more blown out, natural look. And I'm just going to hide my natural lip line with some foundation from my Beauty Blender. And now I'm going to be applying lip gloss for a more dewy and wet, healthy look of the lips on the Asian side. Now I'm going to be doing eyebrows. I already started to line it before this part, but the camera cut off. But anyway, so for the Asian side, I'm going to be going for a more straight brow. Straight brows are very popular in Asian makeup, in which you do not drag the tail like how you would in Western makeup. You keep the brow very straight, very natural looking, and I just go in small strokes. I don't like to be too harsh because in Asian beauty it's all about being very natural. Now I'm just taking my spoolie and I'm just blending the inner portion of my brow. Now for Western brow, I'm using sort of the same technique. I'm starting off by basically lining the bottom part of my brow, and I'm just cleaning up anything with some Q-tips that I have aside. And for this eyebrow look, you'll be dragging the tail down a little bit lower than you would for the Asian makeup side. And I'm going a little bit more heavy-handed with this eyebrow look because in Western makeup, bolder brows are more popular, so I tend to go a little bit more heavy-handed than I would with the Asian side. And I'm just filling in any gaps, and you'll see in a minute that I take my spoolie and blend in the inner edges, just like how I did on the Asian side. Now I'm taking my Match Concealer and I'm going to be concealing underneath my brows and over them to get those brows on fleek. Now I'm taking the tip of my Beauty Blender and blending it out, or you can just use your fingers. Now I'm taking King Tut again and I'm going to be highlighting the highest point of my brow bone. Now I'm just taking some mascara and I'm going to just lightly apply it to my lashes on the Asian side, very natural, and I'm not going too heavy with this because I want to keep it very natural. For the Western side, I'm using a different technique. I'm going underneath the brow as well as over to create a very full and voluminous look. I even went in with a separate mascara just to double it up, to layer up the lashes on the Western side for a very full and deep look. And now this is a part where I'm bronzing up my face because I forgot to do my forehead earlier, so I'm just bronzing it up to create a more tan and a more glowy look. So now you can see I let out my bangs for the Asian side, and this is the final look of the dolly side. And I even put gel on my edges for the Western side. And this is the Western side, very mature. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you want more, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a great night.